Hello, welcome to R Basics. In this module, I'll be speaking to creating pie charts in R. So let's go ahead and begin. First of all, pie charts are created with the pie command in R. As a side note, you can also create pie charts with the ggplot2 or the lattice commands, but there's a lot more complexity. Now, the basic syntax for creating a pie chart in R is, as you see here, highlighted on this slide. We're going to go through each of these arguments in some brevity right here, but I'll be going through examples in ensuing slides with more details. First of all, the X argument is a vector containing the numeric values used in a pie chart. That's your data. The labels argument is used to give a description to the slices. The main argument indicates the title of the chart. The call or argument indicates the color palette that you're using. The clockwise argument is a logical value indicating if the slices are drawn clockwise or counterclockwise. The init.angle argument determines the starting angle for the slices from 0 to 360 degrees. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go through a simple pie chart example. I'm going to read in the data file, I'm going to view its contents, and we're going to determine its class. So let's go ahead and issue this command right here. First of all, we're going to go ahead and select this file, open it, and then we're going to view its contents. And what you see here is that it has 3 columns. It has the month column, it has a kilowatt hours column, and it has a therms column. So as you can guess, this is a file containing the actual quantity of electricity and gas used in the course of a year. Let's go back to the slides. Now, I didn't verify that it's type, so let's do that. Okay, so it's a data frame. Now we're going to go ahead and issue a command with 2 arguments. Now, before I do that, I want you to note that I'm using the $sign in each of the arguments. The $sign is a way to reference a column name. So I'm using it to reference the kilowatt hours column as well as the month column. So there you have the initial pie chart. Now notice that all the colors are pastel. I believe there's only 6 of them, and they rotate amongst the 6. Also note that as a starting point, the initial month, January, begins at approximately 3 o'clock, and the ensuing months all are illustrated in a counterclockwise manner. Those are things that we can change, and I'll show you how in a bit. Back to the slides. Now we're going to do a simple thing. We're going to add a chart title, and we reference the argument main. I'm just going to use the title electricity usage. So let's go ahead and see how that looks. And there you go. You have that as its title. Now we're going to talk about the colors in R. Now we can specify other colors using a couple of commands in R. One's called a rainbow command, and the other is called a length command. I'm not going to go into detail here on these 2 commands. I'm going to show you in a brief example how to use them, but that's something that if you want to, you can do offline on your own. So the COL command is argument is what we're talking about. And you can see that I'm going to be using the rainbow and the length command. To start out with, I have to specify the colors I'm going to be using. And the way I do that is I go ahead and create a vector, in this case called G, and it's going to contain these particular values. There's basically 12 integer values that I've selected, and I'm using the concatenate command to create this vector. So let me go ahead and first issue the command that will create this particular vector. And you can see the values there. Now we're going to go ahead and issue the pie command, and we're going to use the contents of that vector to create some additional colors. Let me go ahead and close this. Now what you can see is there's a lot more colors that are illustrated here. And as I noted earlier before, we're still starting our initial month at about in January at about 3 o'clock, and we're going counterclockwise. So let's go back to the slides. Now, by default, the slices are drawn counterclockwise, as I've just shown. So, the clockwise argument is set to false by default without you having to explicitly specify it. Now, if we make it explicitly true, its contents true, we'll produce a clockwise slices. Now, which will also change the starting angle to 12 o'clock, which is considered 90 degrees within this pie chart. So here is clockwise, its value is set to true. We're going to go ahead and issue this command. And let me just close it again so we get a fresh view. Okay. Now what you can see here is that we now start at 12 o'clock the month of January, and we're now going in a clockwise direction. So if you wanted to go ahead and make some changes, you can, and I'll show you how in just a second. What I want to do next is show you how you can change the starting angle. And so let's go ahead and let's make the init, and the way we do this is with the init.angle argument. So we're going to make it a 0 to start out with. Let me copy this correctly. Okay, so what you can see now, with the value of 0 degrees, it's actually back to 3 o'clock right here, but it's going in a clockwise, all the data is being illustrated in a clockwise direction. Now, if we go ahead and we change it, let's say we change the angle to 180. Now we see that over here at the 9 o'clock position, we have the January data beginning, and again, it's still going in a clockwise direction. So there you have it. Those are all the basics for creating a pie chart. I want to thank you for watching this video. Please check the RBasics channel for other modules that may interest you. Thank you and goodbye.